Okay, so I do not normally do this, but got to top off my protein. And this is probiotics for the gut health because of how much protein I eat every day. I'm I'm gassier than I can't make that joke. I can't make that joke, or I'm gonna get banned. I'm gassier than you're just gonna have to help me out, bro. All right. So are you? I just don't have time because I have a meeting, but I still wanted to show up here for you. So welcome. Saved you a seat. You're just in time, bro, or I'm just in time. Maybe we both are for the Pillars of Man podcast. Your number one show for the best conversations aimed at male self improvement. That's a horrendous intro. You're gonna have to give me time though, because technically this is my second episode. All right. So it's a journey. It is a journey. If you are wondering why everything feels so strange, it's not even strange. It feels bad. It's like life is not good. It could be great, but right now it sucks. I feel like I'm in a place where if everything is terrible, all right, just all parts of it, let's not even get into the details. I'll probably do that in just a second. But right here, right now, I'm talking about your daily reality. However long it's been, no. However long you can trace it back. So, was it today? Was it this whole week was terrible? Was it this past month? Has all of 2025 been ridiculously bad so far? Maybe it goes back even further than that. Okay, now we getting in some feely feels to go back that far, years and years. Oh man, you know my world has been upside down since quarantine. It's pretty much my whole life. Come on, yep. However old I am, my whole life has just not been that great. Okay, you must reevaluate your entire existence right now to this culminating point. It's a top down worldview. So the view is of your own world. Let everyone else go, let everything else go. Just look at your own life, but go as high up as you can. Okay. So you can look down on it and you want to be able to see everything. And I would ask you, my king, how much of it is moving in motion? Well, it's not to say that you sitting there where you are right now, you pay your bills like this. I don't know. Are you comfy right now? I hope you are. I do this for a good minute, a hot minute. So it's not to say you're from the comfort of your own home in this seat that you find yourself in right now. Maybe you're standing up, super healthy of you, and just wherever you are. To not move at all, not possible. But life can feel like that. Okay. When these experiences that are happening to you every single day, maybe it feels like it's out of your control because you're doing things that you need to, but you don't want to. Survival is one thing and it's necessary. We have to. Survival is how you stay alive, but it's not how you want to survive. This is not how you want to stay alive. That's the kind of motion that I'm talking about. So, you know, especially men. I said this recently, but we are such creatures of habit. Anything that gets set in stone, and time cements all. So the longer you do something, then the more it's going to press itself into your life. And before you know it, it's just what you do. It might not even be what you want to do, but it's what you do, and you do it over and over and over again. It just keeps on happening. This is no good for me. This has never been good for me. Oh, but I just keep it rolling, and then it accumulates because now that one thing that's not so great for you, you keep on doing, leads to another one that's gonna do the same thing to you. A man finds himself in a very dangerous spot when he's got several things going for him. that are happening on a daily basis. They're repetitive, they're cyclical, that he does not enjoy whatsoever. You eat what you eat every single day. Tastes great, maybe not so great, whatever, but it's not what you want to eat. Maybe you're sick of it, maybe it's all you can afford. Okay, whatever. Survival. So let's put survival at the very base, which makes sense. Survival to be the foundation. But what you build on top of that, this is where it gets very personal and very malleable, because it comes down to what you're willing to do to yourself, brother. That kind of this act of self-improvement, of self-development. I said journey, but journey requires you to go somewhere. There has to be a destination for you to move in this way towards it. To do that is to seek out, secure, and be able to sustain food that you truly enjoy to eat. Okay, can you see the brand? Okay, there's a reason I eat this yogurt. Yo, shout out to, what is this company called? Okay, yo, sponsor me, but because it's sugar free, because I'm pre-diabetic, and that's why I do my very best to eat sugar free things today. It's not that I want to, but I choose to. It's just the very best thing for me. Actually, I actually do feel better. Okay, no tingly numbness in my digits. Okay, when at its worst, it's a whole limb. Diabetes is no joke. Yeah, don't play with that, bro. Where are your sugar levels at? Count your grams. Keep it low. When like at my worst, it was like knee down. So like my whole calf and my whole foot couldn't really feel it. Just out of nowhere. Um, Elbow down. This has happened several times. Unfortunately, coach is not going to want to hear that. So elbow, like whole forearm, hand, fingers, just numb, just super numb, as if I sat on it, as if I took a nap on it. But obviously I did not. I was just living my life. That's just diet. I mean, look at everything else. Okay, physical health. Okay, there's another one. Deep work to stimulate your mind towards an achievement, an endeavor of some sort that can bring the very best out of you, to allow you to engage with, that you want to engage with in your free time. Okay, ideally, the time doesn't even need to be. Hold on, I twisted my own tongue right there. The time doesn't even need to be free. It's just time is passing. Your life is happening. But for every moment and every second of that to continue occurring in real time, unfolding right before your very eyes in the way that you want it to, brother, that's why you need the journey. That's why you need the journey. Okay, hold on. I should probably just down this real quick. It's literally a 5-ounce cup, but okay, let me take my time. All right, you're going to enjoy your journey in the way that I'm enjoying this yogurt cup right now as much as possible. Because if you can't enjoy it, you're not going to do it. Okay? I see guys out here, you young kings, y'all wilding out. You guys are picking journeys you don't want to stay on. If you hate bodybuilding, brother, bodybuilding is not it. There are other ways to be healthy. You live by water? You can just go there and dive in. Oh, actually, wait, don't do that. Check if it's safe to swim. I could do that, but locally, there are literally signs up that say, do not swim here. Do not. So maybe go to a pool. But if swimming is your thing, then swim. Okay? Have you seen Michael Phelps? This dude is shredded. It does not have to be picking up and putting down and picking up and putting down and picking up and putting down the iron. That's my favorite way to do it. And I would love to, if we could, I'd lift with you, bro. I think it's super dope. I call it the Temple of Gains. inspired by the Almighty Himself. He told us to treat our bodies like a temple. So I was like, hey, yo, I'm gonna call the gym a temple. And the games, try to, build dope, super like massive amounts of muscle. So every day, whoever your wife is gets to wake up and just be like, huh, that is a lot of muscle. That's the goal. That's the goal, bro. Okay. Notice, like, this is just a lot of motion, you know? And a lot of guys don't want to put up with it because the perspective is that's just a lot for me to do. This is so much for me to put up with. This is so much for me to tack on, add to my life that is stressful enough as it is. I don't know I don't know why it works like this. I wish it didn't work like this. Okay? Life, fortunately or unfortunately, I guess that comes down to the man. Life does not care and will never care about either of these feelings that I have. So that means if you don't, okay, if you don't get on this journey, your journey, you call it whatever you want, marathon, process, mountain climbing, coronation, if you're dramatic like me, you know, whatever you want to call it, bro, the earlier you get started, the better. Because if you don't go on it, it only gets worse. It actually does not stay the same. I know, especially for the younger guys, they thinking to themselves, I got my pen, okay? I got, I got, I got my other pen, okay, in my hand. My hand is all I need. What are these women Kumo speak of? Okay, I can I can see whichever ones I want right here on the internet. All right, bless the internet in this way. I know. I really shouldn't be saying that. Is that a morally right thing to say? I don't know. I just do my best not to lie. So I'm not complaining. Not complaining, man. I've seen some stuff, and it's like, wow. Just that's all I'll do. That's all I'll do. That doesn't mean it's good for you, though. That doesn't mean it's a good thing for you to be engaged with all the time when possibly it is actually it is actually tricking you into substituting what you could actually have, a loving, loyal partner in life that'd be all about you. Okay, she could be waiting right now, but you'll never meet her if you don't, because she could be she'll be most likely somewhere along the journey. If you don't go, you are never going to pass her by. You're going to have baby girl on the side of the road just being like, and you Prince Charming, are supposed to walk right up there, but you're not if you stay here. Stay here as in you don't go, you don't try, you don't go for the gold, as I say, and that will make for a very miserable life. So, however miserable, the worst kind has to be, and I recently learned this one. So, whatever I learned that I deem super dope, I'm gonna try to give to you so you can make your life dope. Okay? Do you see this? You see this correlation of dopeness, bro? You got to pick. So that's one of the worst places to be. I think I've been there for way too long, but I'm a struggler. That's kind of like my thing. It's just interestingly enough, are you like this? If I don't struggle through it, I won't learn. It's not a good way to go about life, but I mean, all right, here I am. Here I am. Okay. And I'm out here, I'm doing my thing, I'm trying. For you to do the same. If you don't want to, then you have to be sure you don't want to. All right. I got called out for this recently. You know, why? Hey, yo, Kumo, why are you out here promoting degeneracy, depravity? Okay, you know, um, misery. Yeah, lot of e words, uh, because because I feel uncomfortable sitting here like some sort of self-proclaimed, dictator or tyrant, telling people I know best for you. Telling, men like yourself, bro, I know better than you. I do not. That's actually very difficult for me because I got a massive chip on my shoulder. So arrogance and being egotistical is a couple of major flaws in me personally. I can say that. I don't know. Maybe do you feel me on this? I hope not. If you don't, then that's a great thing. You don't have a problem with arrogance and ego. I do. So just due to a number of reasons, and I'm continuing to impact them as I continue on my own self-improvement journey. But it's life is so much bigger than any of us. Life is so much bigger than any of our opinions, however however evidence-based. And this fellow, whew, his evidence comes from the best source that man could possibly use. And that is Father himself. I'm talking about God. I'm talking about the Christian God. So I'm not trying to debate him in this way. It's just, even with the creator in this picture, given that even God himself allowed us to choose, in that spirit, I I find myself obligated to allow, excuse me, to allow others to do the same for themselves. Yes, yes. It just cannot be said when you tell a man, "Hey, hey man, don't stop. Oh god. I probably shouldn't pick it. Oh lord, but I picked it. Probably don't eat corn every day." Oh, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about corn on the cob. I'm talking about that. Oh yes. That all you can eat buffet internet corn. It's like, bro, you're eating way too much every single day. You know, I mean, okay, it's a complete abstinence. To quit it once and for all. Is that truly the way? It's looking like it, brother. It's looking like it. But while I'm on, since I've arrived at this point, then you tell a man this, and I mean, if he listens, wonderful. If he does not, then what is he going to do? He himself will. He's going to bring himself through the consequences of what will happen to his mind, his body, and his soul, filtering that kind of material through his perception every single day. Okay. And then I understand this conversation could take the turn of, well, what if he goes crazy? What if he commits sexual assault? Because you, Kumo, said, oh, it's okay. If that's what you really want to do. Power to you, bro, every single day. That's actually that's a really fair conclusion. You know, it's just, even if I begged him though, even if I pleaded, even if I did everything in my power to show him, I'm gonna pull up the charts in front of you, I'm gonna sit you down, hey bro, let's like we're gonna grab some pizza and bears tonight. I got some stuff to tell you. And I break it down for him. At the end of the day, it's still going to be he is still going to have to arrive to that decision of his own accord. And this is where life gets pretty crazy, where you could tell a man his entire life, you could teach him something the right way, but until he finds it, you know, until he places it upon himself to go through with the experience to create the conclusion that he needs for himself, okay, individualized through his personality, his logic, his worldview, his genetics, his perception, and all of that, will he possibly get the conclusion And this is the ideal. Oh, wow. I remember that night. I got pizza and beers with Kumo. And he tried to tell me, oh man, this is way too much corn every single day. And now it's 10 years ago. And now that I find my life is like this. And now I found all this actual biological dysfunction with my genitalia. You want to talk about true pain, my king? Oh Lord, he was right. I'm not so sure it's possible to get there when you just hear it from someone and you listen to it blindly. That's not to say listening to something blindly may not lead you astray. It's just really hard to follow anything in life that you yourself have not personally been through. So that's why I will do my very best and I will continue to kind of get on here, go on here, tell you about all the wonderful pros of self improvement. But it is, I do have to say, it is very difficult to ignite the flames and to motivate yourself to put yourself through the long hours and the hard work every single day until you make it, until you come face to face, until you headbutt, okay, until you crash and burn, no pun intended, into the cons of why. So that brings me back to, this is why you're gonna move, bro. You can't stay still. It's actually not possible. It will get worse. That is a guarantee, unless you try and pull it back up the other way. Unless you embark on your journey and you continue to move forward, even when moving forward is you out here looking like Sisyphus, my king, trying to push that boulder, and it's a massive one, and it's in front of you because you listen to me. And now you got all these things you're trying to keep in motion. I started the workout program, but I have to keep it going. Okay. I started eating healthier, but I can't go right back to the junk if I want to keep my good health. This deep work, it resonates. I like it. I dig it. It's stimulating, triggers interest and curiosity, two wonderful things you need if you're going to stick to something long enough to see if it can bear fruit for you. You know what, and so many get caught up on the fruit. How about we drop the fruit? How about this is just something that you really want to do? Yeah. My yogurt's literally going to go bad, like in front of both of us. It's just something you want to do. You imagine life like that. It just has nothing to do with the money or how hot the babe it's going to attract for you, how fast uh, um, the the car will be that doing this is going to help you get, so you can drive that, bad boy, and just keep it going. All right. Just pedal to the metal. Okay. Lambo, Ferrari, McLaren. Okay. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever materialistic, end goal that you want to slap on it. That's fine. But if you found something very special for yourself when you don't get what you want out of it, yet you are still willing to do it. That is you're setting yourself up for life. Check this out. You're setting yourself up for life outside of materialism. You're doing it for a reward. That's fine. All rewards are wonderful, especially the right ones. But if you don't get them, if they're not guaranteed, they're not promised, and you don't care, and you'd still want to, I gotta. Okay, I'm just being real, man. Out of all the people I've met so far in my life and these past few years, oh, I've just like just in terms of people showing up in my life, like I don't even know you, but you're in my life now, and it's just accelerated. It's so many people. The happiest ones, the ones that are thriving the hardest, the ones that have it seems as though somehow they're tapping into wells of infinite joy. They truly, you can see it. Their eyes are brimming with the zeal of life. They are so enthusiastic to get into their thing every single day, every single week. I'm trying to get there. I don't even know if I've found my thing, but I've found something that I don't want to give up on. I might pay for that because it might be the wrong thing, and I'm being stubborn. Only one way to find out. You see how like it's no joke. It's pretty crazy. You're taking a gamble, so to speak, but it's the best gamble of your life because if you win everything. If you lose, it just means you have to try again. You have to look for something else. But the objective doesn't change. The objective is to find a way of life that you can live, that you can live with the utmost desire to until it's all over. It's those people. It's those people doing exactly that. And I believe them. I believe them when they tell me, from time to time we'll sit down and catch up and I'll hear from them. So you see my life. They looked at me in my eyes and told me this. And it got very real and they were like, you see my life and you see what I have and you see how I live it. It's pretty dope. And I'm not even saying anything at that point. I kind of just nod my head like, yeah, we both know it's super dope. And I believe them when they tell me, you can get rid of all of that. You can get rid of all of that. I would still do it. Make no mistake. They would try to get it all back. There's a lot, all sorts of different parts of life that they love that they work really hard for, and they don't. It is definitely best case scenario to keep all of those things that they have. But if it somehow, went up in flames, you know, somehow crumbled to ash tomorrow, they wouldn't, just be like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll go back to what I know. They would continue to do what they already do, try to get it back all over again, because that's how much they love what they do. I want that. I want that. The older I get, the more I continue to go through my own process, and you're witnessing it right now, the more I understand that's what I'm missing. That's what I don't have. It's slowly, sure, but surely. I can see it. I can see it like this great void or abyss swallowing everything else up. I know that's kind of like a Cthulhu like analogy. And it's the only one that I can think of right now. It's a black hole. It's a black hole, which sounds very kind of destructive or a bit dark to use a black hole for an example, but it's a good one because this black hole is slowly but surely superseding everything else I thought I wanted when I started. I still do. See, that's the thing. Just like, some friends of mine, I know they want what they have, but if they didn't, they'd still do what they do. That's the difference. And I'm not there yet. So these things, they're slowly but surely losing ground. They are, if this were a podium, these things right here, brother, and it's not even that it's like not even anything crazy. It's actually kind of, the comedically simple. It's just like, what? That's it? A lot of people would say that to me. That's it? Yes, that's it. That's because I know what I want. Okay, so all right, judge me. All right, bro. But it's a trinity. It's just three things. Yeah, that's it. It's three things, and they were always right here. And slowly but surely, this is what's happening, and this is my process, which is crazy because this only exists so I can have these three. So how are these three losing out to everything I have to do, to the long hours and the hard work and all, because I'm realizing these three are not promised. My trinity is not promised. But this right here, That is, I chose this. I asked for it with my big mouth, not like a child. I had no idea what asking for, but lo and behold, here it is. So deal with it or not. You know, like, sir, this is what you ordered, and all right, this should be like the last bite. Okay, give me a second. Definitely gonna have to edit this out. Okay. Uh, yeah, all right. Yeah, you over there are chuckling, judging, whatever, giggling. I'm a scraper. Yes. Yes, my king. I am a scraper. I don't know. It could be like a whole 2 grams of protein on the rest of it. It's just it was drilled into me. Drilled. I'm an ABC first gen, born in the U.S. and it was drilled into me. If you don't get the rest of that yogurt, there's another starving Asian child in China that could have ate it, and you're a terrible person. So now look at me. Okay, so yeah, bro, look, this journey I keep talking about, it is it's the best thing you could ever do to yourself. You just have to you have to choose wisely. You only have so much time. You're only going to be alive for so long. No one knows. Who knows how long you're going to be alive for? Oh, but you have time. You do. If you're looking at me right now, you got time, bro. Okay, relax. And you want to use that time for, you know, seeking, finding, searching, looking for, building this perfect lifestyle. What what an impossible word for me to use. Perfect? Is that truly attainable? I'm not so sure it is. But then again, it could be. What I'm saying is trying to is where it's at. Trying, yeah, straight up. Trying to get it, trying to perfect it, trying to make it work, trying to pull this off, trying to capture and conquer what you're looking for out of life, bro. If life, especially if life is just, if it's just not, it's not that great right now. And when you're standing at the onset of it, and you're thinking about all of this and you're contemplating, is this for me? I mean, I'm not starving, I'm not freezing, you know I'm not dying of thirst. I have internet and I have my screens. Okay, got a couple days off every week. Maybe that's all I need in life. Hey, maybe, man, you'll know. I'm arguing. Right now, my king. Right now. And I've said this before so many times. I'm never gonna stop saying it because I can't. Okay, for as long as I go on air, this will keep coming back up. You wouldn't want to do anything else if you had already found it. Try to think of the last time you were doing something you loved. How would you have felt if someone had pulled you away? Would you have wanted to stop? Would you have wanted to leave when you did? Would you have, you know what I mean? I'm talking, you straight up got interrupted. Like, I don't know. Your room is that room in that scene so many superhero movies have, where some poor sap's, I said sap, some poor fellow's apartment gets obliterated because because it happened to be a transition scene for the hero and villain to battle it out, and that is your room that happens to. And when they busted through, the Hulk versus Thanos, you were doing something you loved. How upset would you have been? Not even that you might have gotten killed or like, oh my god, am I insured for this? Just the fact that, oh, that the wind of the blast, now that I have no wall took the tool I was using to continue doing what I love. And that's why you're upset. See, that's what I mean. That is an extremely exaggerated, fantastical example. Okay, fair enough. However, it doesn't change that it would take something like that to pull you out of it. Okay, it would actually there would actually need to be an occurrence along the levels of that dramatic to you know distract you, to pull your attention away from whatever you were enjoying so much in that moment. If that could be life, if that could be every single day, if that could just be like what you do, that's when you will. I believe this is how men, it's one of the best ways for men to show up for the work. I've seen it. I've seen people show up for work who actually want to, because they enjoy it for whatever reason, because they're their mind is just in a different place. I not only do I do this well, or if not, I want to be able to do this well. Okay. Usually I do this well, and I want to do it well with whoever else is around here that's down to do the same thing. And just like I've I've done a I've done my fair share. I've done my fair share of odd jobs, and the best work days is when the crew, the team, the everyone that is that is on the schedule for that day to work. Those are the best days. Wow, everything is just running like a well-oiled machine. Y'all are just together, an impenetrable unit. That's what it really comes down to. You can be that for yourself, all by yourself. Yes, absolutely. You can craft a morning and afternoon, a morning and afternoon and an evening that does that for you. I've gotten a lot closer. Okay, but then again, I was told this. My coach said your routine is holding you up, and that's great. But it can get to the point where if you're not doing, if this isn't optimized and you're not doing what you should be, if you're not doing something else now that's better, if you're not doing whatever, then that routine will hurt you, because you're only going to be repeating things that you don't need to do. Okay, absolutely, very very wise words he taught me. And so I think about that every day that I do what I do. And yeah, my mornings look just about the same. I got clowned on for this by a very, very, very talented young queen. And she was just like, every single day looks exactly the same for you. What are you doing? How are you living like this? I looked at baby girl. I was like, I don't know. I was trying to do something. So my mornings are looking very similar nowadays. But I know I want to. I do. I know I want to. I know I want to learn this. So I do. I know I want to read this. So I do. I know I want to create this. So I do. And it's writing. So I know I want to write this. So I do. And then I know I want to build more muscle. So I do. And then lunch. And then it get okay. You see, we keep it real here at the Pillars of Man podcast. Then I move into my afternoon, and that's when it gets kind of brutal, because afternoon is just a whole lot of admin and paperwork. I had a mentor that said, "You're a laborer if you don't do paperwork," and I was like, "So, I'm darn good at it." Yeah, but see that my chip just flares right up. It's just like it glows. And he was having none of it, and he was just like, "Cool, good for you." Is laboring all you want to do for the rest of your life? No, it is not. I don't want to be a laborer for the rest of my life. And so he had a massive stack of papers in his hand, and he slammed it down in front of me. And he was just like, "Welcome. to a responsibility you've been ignoring. Paperwork, admin work, boring work, tedious, mind numbing, soul sucking. I'm being really dramatic. There's a lot of people who do the same type of admin work I do, and they're fine. They're just like they're next, like they're literally next to me, and they're looking at me like, what is going on with this guy? It's not that serious. Beep beep beep. It's not that serious. But when I go beep beep beep, it's just like, oh god, this is terrible. This is terrible. Get me out of here. I don't want to do this. This is the worst. But I need to. I have to. That's a part of it. That is a part of the journey. The that's probably one of the uh, most profound instances of when you really feel the weight. Okay, maybe it's that point. How long does it take Sisyphus? Does it take him a day? It's a day, right? And it comes all the way back down. One must imagine Sisyphus to be happy. That's one of my favorite. Uh, I don't know even know what to call this. Greek philosophical fable tales of all time. Okay, it's one of those things, or maybe a little bit of all of them. Love it so much. And come on, the young king Sisyphus, he's absolutely yoked out of his mind, most likely from all that boulder rolling. But hey, that's beside the point. That's beside the point. Is there, maybe any Greek lass walking by, just like, wow, he sure is pushing that boulder. But okay, there has to be at some point during the day where it feels the heaviest. I'm sure, most likely right in the middle. But that's where I'd guess. Because in the beginning you're fresh. It's like, and knowing Sisyphus, isn't he? What's the curse? Eternity, forever. He's gonna be there forever. Okay, so for him, this is not his first rodeo, right? This is another day at the office for Sisyphus. So I can see him. I can see him rolling up his sleeves. All right, he just woke up, yawn, stretch. It's like, all right, here we go, and he starts pushing it, and it's fine. Lactic acid hasn't really built up yet. Okay, my man is chilling, but he gets to the middle of that hill, and that's when it's probably like, oh god, I'd love to put this thing down. Maybe I should just let go, let it roll back down. you know he doesn't. For whatever reason, he doesn't, even though he knows it's headed back down. And he gets through that halfway point. That halfway point is probably a beast. Okay, it's a monster, and he somehow pushes through. And then the second half of it is probably not that bad. And he gets all the way up to right before he rolls it to the point at the peak where there's probably some actual point where if he just rolled it a little bit more, it won't roll back down. It'll be even grounded. It'll stay. But that's the legend. That's when it magically goes right back down. I don't want you to look at your life like this. You can. It's a harsh way to look at your life. I want you to be able to, even if you are experiencing your life like that, metaphorically speaking, and keeping up with the workout and continuing to try and continue to learn this skill and continue to try to sit down and make a breakthrough with understanding this, because you have to, you need to learn this if you're going to move forward, whatever it is, whatever the endeavor is. Okay, you all right. I was told this. They were like, "Hey, Kumo, you want to dance?" I had one of my mentors was like, he did that. You know what I mean? Like he elbowed me a little bit. He kind of like whispered this to me. I was like, "Bro, why are you whispering?" And he's a weird fellow. And he was like, hey, between you and me, uh, if anyone else judges you, uh, don't, like, it's all good, okay? Because I won't be one of them, okay? I actually want to be the first to tell you, if you dance, bro, I'm gonna be cheering you on. I was like, I appreciate it. Okay, bro, I appreciate it. I don't know, maybe okay, but there's some other things I think are more priority than me busting it down. All right, getting boogie with it, you know. But maybe dancing's it. I don't know. You just brother, you gotta try so many different things to try that you haven't yet, that you cannot say that it's just not fair. You don't have all the information. You kind of just want to jump to that conclusion in order to hold up this excuse, to defend yourself, to 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 kind of justify to the rest of the world. That's why I don't move. This is why my life is terrible. This is why I'm allowed to hate this universe, this reality, my life, all of it. Cause look at it. But you're saying that though, without knowing that that there may very well be something out there just for you and for you to do, and to do to the point where you don't even want to do anything else. Like, you're good, bro. You're chilling. You can just keep doing this for the rest of your life. How I think that would be really sick. I think that would be that's the goal. That's that's what self improvement is. This you'll get there. Ah, man, if I could just bring you back a couple years ago when I was a noob at everything, like everything I do nowadays, like the back of my hand. A couple years ago, I was learning. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. Oh, I've watched hundreds of hours of video to live the way that I live today, and I'm happy I did because, yeah, yeah, my workout program has gone through several reiterations. It looks completely different than the one I had when I first started. The one that I had when I first started would have abruptly ended my lifting career, my amateur bodybuilding career. Oh, for sure, because it was horrendous. It was hurting me more than it was helping me. But that's, I mean, hey, you got to start somewhere, and because it was hurting me was how I learned how to make it help me, and it does. Today it does. I'm actually a lot stronger for it. Something like, I'm really proud of this. I don't know how accurate this number is, but my gut tells me to run with it. And I, ran into some sur- there was some college kids, and they were running a survey on guys around my age lifting, and then they did some like calculations on me, and based off my numbers, they told me that my strength had increased by about 138%. Endurance was 60 or something like that. Speed was like 70, because I got into running and cardio as well. But strength was 138% from when I first started, from when I never lifted a weight a day in my life. And that turned into something beautiful for me. That turned into one of the best hobbies I have, that I now have of my entire life. It's aesthetics, it's health, it's stress relief, it's discipline, it's a really really cool community. You know, you're surrounded by people who are doing the same thing, who want the same thing as you, and it's a wonderful feeling. You don't feel out of place. You don't feel out of your element. You don't feel like you don't belong. Yeah, that's all of that. All of that is at the gym. It is. If you like stuff like that, if you enjoy physical self improvement, and a lot of guys they do. I swear they do. They just haven't tried it yet. That's what I keep saying tonight. A journey they'd love. A journey that at some point they wouldn't even be able to fathom not going this way. But until they do, they'll never be able to taste its sweetness. They'll never know that it really is for them. Okay? They would love to look jacked. They would love to see what they look like in the mirror with more muscle on their body, less fat. Okay? To see, to realize, I'm actually moving this much weight. Well, that's the equivalent to, and actually like thinking about it, like, wait, it would be a box this size with this much stuff in it. Oh, I'm moving that right now, multiple times. It's epic. It's super super dope. I mean, But that's just bodybuilding. It's one little tiny microscopic thing in this, in the great river of life. Like in this way, go fishing. You just don't know what you'll catch. Okay, that'll make you look at life differently for the rest of your life. You catch it, you cook it, you take a bite. You're just like, oh my god, that's it. I need more of this, and you're gonna find yourself right back in the river, all over again. A lot of guys are already doing this in life. They just keep catching what they hate. They just keep reeling in. Oh, son of a, it's this again. It's 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 bass. Are there bass in rivers? Oh Lord, salmon. Salmon are definitely in rivers, right? I hate salmon. Could be the wrong river. There's only salmon in this river. Go to that one. Like enough. This metaphor is getting really muddled, brother. I don't got much time left. My meeting is starting soon. I'm about to wrap up right here. But tonight, I just did a little kind of like a wacky, more of a vibey conversation more than anything else. Didn't really have a prompt tonight or even a particular direction. The pillars of man is like this sometimes. Goodness gracious. But your life, it could be so much better. So much better. You just have to, you have to know what you're waking up for. So I'm waking up because today, no matter how bad it is, no matter the weather sucks, and my girlfriend sucks. Okay, she's so annoying. I might be the wrong girlfriend, or maybe it's one of those things where it's like, no, I secretly love her. It's just she annoys me a lot, but somehow it works, and I love her. Love is weird. And it's on my girlfriend. It's like, I don't have a girlfriend. That is another, massive problem right there. And it's like, oh Lord, oh, it's just me. What do I do? Forever alone. Okay, let the memes roll. It's really not like that. As with all of life, it just cannot be said until you've lived it and you've tried. There's just so many. It's crazy. So many are justifying not living it, not doing it, not trying, never going, based off of nothing. Nothing. Because I say nothing. Nothing is extreme. It's not that men are not intelligent and brilliant and able to approximate, deduce, calculate, hypothesize, theorize. Okay. It just keeps going. Speculate. All right. Correlate. Corroborate. Okay. Men, yes. None of that is experiencing it yourself. The actual occurrence, the happening, the instance of it that you need, bro, that will change your life. And this is where you can get very mad scientist with it. Start wherever you'd like. My advice, my final piece of advice for tonight is start wherever whatever you hate is a strong word, whatever you dislike the most in your life right now. This isn't it. The other ones need more time, want to think about it. Maybe I'll keep it. This one right here, this has got to go. That's where you attack. Is it a gut? Is it the muffin top? I still got mine. I need to start cutting. It's almost summer. I really need to start cutting. Oh my god, I have German chocolate cake ice cream, which I think I'm gonna have some. I think I'm gonna have some tonight. Oh Lord. After that German chocolate cake ice cream is gone, the cut begins. And yes, it's you do battle. You do battle with abdominal fat and see what's going on here. See what I can do. Okay. All right. However, whatever proclivity you know what I'm saying, like you might be fighting your own genes and your own biology. You love to eat, you just can't stop, you know what I'm saying? And it really just so much of it traces back to the will of the mind, though. And I was challenged not too long ago by a very cerebral gent, and we were catching up, and he cracked his last cold one. We were like 3-4 packs deep. And he cracked one more, and he was like, "I challenge you. You know, tell me, where does it come from? What is this? What are we talking about here? What is willpower?" To be continued. To be continued, young king. Because I gotta go now. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Vibing with me tonight, chilling. Okay. It's awesome having you here. You like content like this, hit that subscribe button for me. And all right, I hope to see you real soon as you're watching the Pillars of Man podcast, your number one show for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self-improvement. As the host, yours truly, Kumo, continues to attempt to reshape, I don't even know if I should say it like that, the modern male reality, giving any man who wishes to pull the very best out of himself a way to do that. All right, have a great rest of your night, bro. Hope to see you real soon. But until then, take it easy, take good care of yourself, and I love you so much.